Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing a full face of Versed makeup. This product right here, the Versed Serum Skin Tint, easily became my top drugstore find of 2025. And then I dug into the brand, and the brand is my top drugstore brand. And honestly, the brand exceeds many of the high-end brands as a whole that I've tried. Versed is amazing. And the lens that I'm always looking at it through is this friendly for mature skin? And not only is it friendly for mature skin, but it's easy to use. Like anybody can use these products and love their makeup and do it super fast. So today we're gonna jump in, we're gonna do a full face. I have almost everything. I realized after I went and kind of completed the products that I don't have, that I forgot to buy the mascara. But outside of the mascara, we have pretty much everything. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I love almost all of it. And I will share what I don't and why. And at the end of the day, you can decide if anything here is gonna be a good fit for you. And the bonus to this is when I found this, I was just ambling around the makeup part of my Target. And I saw this and I was like, that is really cute. I will be the first to admit, I'm a packaging snob. I like the experience of makeup. I know there are some of you that don't care. I know there's some of you that feel the exact same way. And I was like, this is really cute packaging. And I knew Versed had a skincare line, but I didn't know they had a makeup line. So the first thing I did is I checked out the ingredients and it was silicone free. And if you are a user of Saint's One Compact Makeup System, you know that what you put under those products in order for those products to perform best should be silicone free. So people are always asking me, what else can I use with Saint? Well, you can use this right here with Saint. So without further ado, let's jump into a full face of Versed. Once I tried the skin tint, it performed at the level that it did. I started to do some research and I was like, oh, the founder and CEO of Versed is the same founder and CEO of Merit. And there are so many similarities between the brands, but I will say there are also some differences. So similarities, easy to use, perform incredibly well on mature skin, and the shade range is nuanced, meaning it's not just red, coral, pink, mauve. The complexity of color in Merit is what I love about their products. Everything is just so tonally beautiful. So many similarities with Versed. And both are very much a skin forward brand, having really good skincare lines that go along with them, leaving hydration, glowing skin kind of at the forefront. What I like about Versed and what I think you don't always find with Merit, especially in their complexion products, is a little bit more coverage in the complexion products. And I have some things I would like to cover. So I find Merit's concealer and skin tint to provide less coverage than Versed. And I love the coverage level that I get with these products. Additionally, the balmy nature of the products from Merit leave your skin with just kind of a flush of color. The products, both the bronzer and the blushes from Versed, have those same nuanced colors, ease of application, but you do get a little bit more pigment, still get a beautiful glow to the skin, but they're not quite as balmy. If you like Merit and you want just a little bit more coverage and a little bit more color payoff, you will like Versed. If you think that Merit's doesn't give you enough coverage or it's too balmy or you want your products to not be as sheer, then you should try Versed. I have recommended this skin tint to so many of my clients, oily skin, dry skin, normal skin. I haven't had one person complain, and an added benefit, it has an SPF of 40. So while we are in the dregs of winter, we still need our sunscreen, but particularly in the summer, putting this over top of your sunscreen is going to give you added protection. When it comes to skincare, with Versed, I've only tried one of their products and it actually came in an Allure beauty box. It's the Versed Dew Point Moisturizing Gel Cream, green tea extract and aloe leaf juice. This is a lovely product. I will have everything linked below in the description box, and I am going to link it directly to the Versed website because while I originally found this at Target, what I will say is the products are almost always empty, which I mean, that's a good sign for the company, but they don't have like the full line of everything as well. And directly on the Versed website, they offer bundles to save. So I will link everything, but if you go to look at this, this is also silicone free. Every product I've looked at from Versed, from their skincare line and their skin tint are silicone free. So if you go to look at this, the packaging has actually been updated. You'll see more similarities in what this looks like in their skincare line now as well, but this performs really well. It is a gel, it is cooling, it sits well under makeup. You can use it AM or PM. Highly recommend this if you're looking for additional hydration. I have it on right now. It does leave a nice glow to the skin. It is not sticky, it dries down. It actually feels very velvety once it does. Dermatologists tested all of their products. And for reference, I am normal to dry leaning, particularly dry leaning in the winter, but I do have very acne prone skin. And this has not disrupted my skin barrier or given me any breakouts in any of the time I've used it. 2 additional products that I plan on trying but I haven't yet, the microcrystal exfoliator and the daily sunscreen with SPF 50, again, silicone free. So I will get back to you on how both of these work, but I'm hoping that because of the drugstore price point of these products, if it performs like this is gonna be a really nice product for anybody in general, but also for saint lovers. Let's get into it. I will tell you, when I say ease of use, like I just pump out a couple, oh no, did I need to get more the last time I bought? I will pump out a couple of pumps on my skin. Now, this is a skin tone match for me when it's either summer or I have fake tanned. And I have not done any at-home tanning in about the last week. So we might be a little bit deeper than needed, but okay, not bad. If it is, we'll just add a little bronzer to the neck. But it does not take much. And I am telling you, this brush is amazing. This is the diffuser brush. I literally put what would probably be the equivalent of 1 actual pump if it wasn't running low onto my hand. I use this brush to literally just smudge it over the face. This brush is exactly like the Hourglass brush in my opinion, except way less. And I actually like it more. It's my preference between the two. If I had the choice of grabbing one or the other, this is the one I'm gonna grab. So I simply just put this on the back of my hand and you will see the coverage level that you get is amazing with minimal product. And the glow and hydration that the skin feels is so good. I'm gonna go close to the under eye, but not totally there, just so I'm not layering a lot of products on it. This will self-set, meaning it's going to start to dry down on the face, so it's not going to transfer onto clothing or anything like that. But I don't find the self-setting nature of this to be drying. That is my issue with the majority of foundations that I've tried in the past, pretty much from anywhere, if I'm being honest. When I want more coverage, by the way, I just press. Just making sure that I'm kind of pressing onto the areas where I want a little bit more impact. But as it dries down, you continue to have glow. It doesn't crack, it doesn't crease. It feels and looks very skin-like. And I would say out the gate, this is about the highest coverage level that I want from my makeup. I still want my skin to look like skin, but I do want to make sure that the redness, the dark spots, the acne scarring, and all of that are really minimized. And that's it. Maybe a little bit more here. And I would say I could use a little self-tanning now that it's on, or 1 shade down. It was very easy to shade match too. The colors are quite flexible. And I didn't even use all of the product that was on the back of my hand. So this is like a 1 pump and done sort of deal. For reference, this is 7C. Like I said, I could probably go a little bit lighter or more neutral right now, but it is perfect for me in the summer or when I self-tan. And for those of you that use Saint, my winter shade is Athens. In the summer, I get all the way up to Sandy and then Hazel. So I would say this is a good shade match for the Sandy Hazel girlies. Today I'm testing 2 new products with you guys from Versed. So after I did like my initial buy and I was like, oh my gosh, I love the skin tint. From there, we spiraled into the concealer, the blush, the bronzer, and then I went back and I bought a couple more shades, and I also saw they have an Easy Brow tinted brow gel. Now, I also have the one from Merit, and I love it. You guys know I use the one from Refi all the time, so I'm a fan of a tinted brow gel because I am a natural brow girly, but I do have very thin, sparse brows. So let's see. When I post this video, I will add into the comments how this performs, but I can tell you just from this first application, it's very easy. It's filling in the gaps. We'll see how it holds in place, but it looks very natural and does exactly what I want a tinted brow gel to do, which is just give me a little bit more structure to the face without having to like draw fully in my brows. So I will report back in the comments below like how it performs throughout the day. Does it flake? Does it turn white? But I can tell from my initial use, it does what I want it to do, and it's so simple. That is one thing about this line. I mean, it's very simple to use their products. So this is the Verse Serum Concealer. I have very few concealers that I personally think don't immediately age me when I use them. This is one of them. Now I can put this right on. 5N is my shade, by the way. I went a little bit lighter because I wanted to see if it would also brighten while it concealed, and it did. It has a doe foot applicator that kind of holds the product in the middle. I find that I can put this right on the face. If you're somebody who doing that makes you nervous because you don't want to over apply, then go ahead and just wipe this onto the back of your hand. Take your brush, and I will link all of the brushes below, and prime the brush, meaning go ahead and work it in. And then I always start below my actual eye bag so that I'm never depositing the most product directly onto the highest area of texture and discoloration. And you'll see it is very light and buildable and does not, first of all, it does not dry down and leave my under eyes looking cracked or crusty. I get very little, if any, creasing with this product. It is self-setting. In the winter, I don't even bother to powder because I'm not oily and I don't sweat a lot in the winter. In the summer, if I want to powder, I use something like Saint's Vanilla Dust that's very light just to set everything in place and make sure that if I do have any oil control needs from, being outside at the kids' sporting events or whatever it may be, that will do that. But I have no issues. And I'm going thin layer, starting here, building up, then starting to move outward. And you'll see, even though it's 2 shades lighter, does provide a little bit of brightness without looking dramatic or overdone. And it is going to conceal this area in a light to medium coverage way. I'm sure if you built it up, you could get a little bit more, but for me, less is more. And it is shaky hand friendly. So if you are somebody who has issues a little bit with your dexterity and whatnot, I have very shaky hands. I drink too much caffeine, but I also have shaky hands either way. I'm just gonna go ahead and lift this area and now kind of combine what I placed here with what I placed here and brighten the center of the face. I don't feel like this is a concealer that you have to leave on the face and then work with, but you can for a little bit. It is not finicky, like at all. I'm gonna take a little bit more. I'm gonna go, whoo, yikes. Just into the center of the face to create a bright center. Tap down the side of the nose. And what we will do to kind of bridge the color gap, I have a little bit of darkness around the nose, meaning my face is still a little bit darker because this is my tan shade. I'm gonna put a little bit along the jawline just to lighten this up a little bit. And then we can bronze down the neck, and everything will match. And I haven't even dipped back in. I'm just using what's left over on the wand. I know that this product performs incredibly well. I am always a less is more sort of person. So if you do have mature under eyes and concealer makes you nervous, this serum concealer, top notch. Before we jumped into bronzer and blush and lips, I'm just throwing a little bit of my MAC paint pot onto the lid so that when we get to eyes, we are ready to go. But I do really love this product to remove the discoloration. My eyelids were looking very red and purple, but this is also great for the longevity of your eye makeup. This is the Versed Warm Dimension Bronzer Stick, and this is the bronzing stick from Merit. So this is where I can show you really how these products are different yet the same. So this is shade Leo with the, I think these are called like bronzer balms. I think I need my readers to read this, but you will see it is a beautiful shade. Now with this shade range, this is one darker than I normally would have gone because I do find that they sheer out quite a bit and you can go a little bit darker in order to get like more color payoff. This is the bronzer stick in Away from Versed. And you will see right out the gate, this one is a little bit darker and a little bit cooler, and there is a little bit more pigmentation to it. I love them both. And a lot of times people ask me like, Saint versus this complexion versus this. I just love makeup that performs. And I'm okay with makeup performing, like if it performs, I'm okay with it doing different things. Like at the end of the day, people really want options. I love them both. I find this one to be beautiful for bronzer and contour, like color payoff, all the things. I find Merit to be better when I'm wearing or more enjoyable for me when I'm wearing lower coverage products, or I really just want more glow. Not even glow, but you guys, this blends so easy, but it's there. The Merit one blends so easy, and if you blend too much, it's gonna blend away. So do I like them both? I do. I think most people will like them both. I just really happen to love this shade for both bronzer that doesn't pull warm, like too warm. I don't want my bronzer to look orangey, but also to sculpt the face in such a natural way. Look at this. And I will say, you can, as you see, you can apply these right to the face. They do not move the product underneath. So the formulation is fantastic. You still have a beautiful glow to your skin. I'm just a big fan. Let's go a little bit down the neck to help bridge that color gap. Hard to talk at the same time. And I just think the packaging in general, the packaging is so cute. But Versed to me is like elevated drugstore makeup. And I mean, it makes sense when their founder and CEO are from Merit, and Merit does skin so well. So I think this is easily my top find at the drugstore in 25, without question. And I can do the easiest nose contour with this without it pulling super orange. And as somebody who has redness in their skin and a lot of scarring, if things don't have a cool enough undertone, they will pull red on me. And then everything underneath, like the redness and everything, will be exacerbated. But this is in the shade Away. So this is the Versed, and you'll see it just, when you sheer it out, it has a little bit more pigment to it. This one will be a little bit more sheer. This is gonna be a little bit more glowy. This will still have glow, but it's just not as balmy. So I would say that is my comparison between the two, but obviously they both perform incredibly well. And I reach for this all the time with Saint, with other complexion products. I just really think that this is an excellent shade range for a bronzer line. I'm also gonna do that same general comparison with the blushes so that you can kind of see when we're talking about a Merit Flush Balm versus the Versed Blush Stick. You will see they both do shades incredibly well. So this is Fox. I haven't found a Flush Balm color that I don't love. This is Brownstone from Versed. So very similar. Again, do you see how this is a little bit more rich? Both have glow. When you shear them out on the skin, this one will be a little more sheer. This is very easy to work with, but it will give you a little bit more color payoff. So just so you can kind of see, and then the shade Cozy. These, they remind me so much of why I love the Rhode Pocket Blushes. Oh my gosh, I'm like drawing a blank there. And you can put these, I'm gonna go with Cozy today, and you can put these right on the face. But for somebody who's nervous, you can also just tap them onto the brush and tap them onto the face. I am somebody who appreciates color a lot. Like, it's one of the things that I find most fun and magical about makeup. That's, I guess, why I do what I do. And I love the shade range, the undertones. I love that you can go to the drugstore and find these nuanced shades now. I think Versed it's meeting kind of a gap in the drugstore line. I mean, honestly, it's just simple and beautiful. The other product that is new to me today is the Versed High Points Illuminating Stick. So I went with the shade Simmer, I think, because I wanted something in that coppery kind of bronze range. I don't have the Merit Illuminating Stick. I don't think so anyhow, but it's beautiful. There is no shimmer or glitter particles because I don't know how it's gonna perform. Let's go. Ooh. It's beautiful. It's just giving a very natural glow. We're not accentuating fine lines or wrinkles. See, just a little bit of a subtle illumination. Pop out the Cupid's bow. If it's anything other than high performing, I'll put it down in the comments below. I'll see how it wears throughout the remainder of the day. But I think, like the rest of their cheek products, off the rip, I have nothing negative to say. You'll see no shimmer, no glitter, very soft illumination. And that's what I'm looking for with mature skin, is something that's not going to emphasize texture by leaving like reflective particles on my skin. The one product that I've tried so far from the line that is not my favorite, and I will always be honest with you guys because I want you to be able to trust my recommendations, are the liquid eyeshadows. And I've tried 2 different colors. The colors are beautiful and the product isn't bad. I definitely think that if you have less of a mature eyelid than I do, you might really like this. But for somebody who has a deep set eye that also has a hooded eye, my eyes are prone to creasing. Look how beautiful the shades are. I mean, the shade range, the purpley toned one, oh my gosh, is called Haze. And the golden champagne one is called Plus One. So this is Plus One and this is Haze. And they do dry down. And the issue that I have is they're just not as user-friendly as I would like them to be. I find that they dry down a little too quickly. And then because of the dry down, I don't get really a smooth application, which then lends itself to a little bit of creasing. Not a lot. I just think that there are other liquid eyeshadows that are easier to work with, while I do find the shades are beautiful. And we'll do a quick application here so you can see it. I'm gonna speed through, but I just wanna give my honest opinion on these is they are a good, but not great. So between these and like the Merit Solo shadows, I'm a fan of the Merit Solo shadows between the 2 brands. Those are softer on the eye, they are creamier, they do set down, but you have way more playtime than you do with these. So as long as you work quickly, you can get them to do their job, but they are a tidbit finicky. So I think like here's a good example. Do you see how it's like skipping? That would be my complaint, but you see how beautiful it looks. So I'm never mad about the look that I get when I'm done. It's just not the easiest to work with. Since I don't have the Versed mascara, I did want to share with you all. I have been trying the L'Oreal Extensionist Telescopic Mascara. This is from the drugstore. Obviously, it's L'Oreal. It is absolutely fantastic. It couldn't be easier to use, meaning like I don't get transfer on the face. It fluffs, it gives volume. You will see I have not a whole lot going on the lash line right now. Here is the wand. It's just your very traditional small curved wand, bristles. You guys, this, it doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge, it doesn't run. I haven't even put a full coat on. Do you see the difference? I am somebody who has finicky lashes, sparse lashes. They are starting to grow quite a bit due to, I would say, is the continual use of my growth serum for my lashes. I mean, my lashes are so much longer over the last handful of months than they have been since I stopped using a lash growth serum that had prostaglandins in it. But one coat, this is just so high performing. By the time you get up to 2 coats, I mean, you guys, 1 coat. So let me finish doing the rest of that. You get the picture. This mascara, it will be linked below. It is worth every drugstore penny. It performs pretty much higher than any other mascara that I have. This is 1 coat of the mascara. I typically wear my lash growth mascara as layer 1, and this is layer 2, but this is 1 layer just of the Extensionist. Highly recommend. Okay, let's move into the last category that I have with Versed. And if you know anything about me, there's no denying you know that it's lips. So Versed has 2 different products, the Cashmere Color Smoothing Lip Blushes, and these are more of like a blurring flush. This color right here is Reserve. So these are just meant to be like a pop of color onto the lips, and they are a blurring, kind of balmy. This is Lounge. Oh, which one should we use today? I feel like Reserve might match. I have an idea. Maybe we'll do like a little bit of shade contouring with Lounge, fill in with Reserve, and then if we want a little bit less of like that blurred soft color, we can juice it up with the tinted lip serum. Okay, I have 2 shades here, Bake and Gem. So these are your traditional clicky pens. This is Bake. So this one right here is Bake, and that is a shade I've used almost the entire tube of, and this shade is new to me. So we gotta click her up. This again is, what'd I say? Gem. Go down here where I don't have as much bones on my fingers here, and that is Gem. So you'll see these are blurring. These are just meant to be a pop of color, super easy to throw in your purse, and these are gonna be a little bit more hydrating. Not a ton of color payoff with the more neutral shade. Again, I can't remember the names, Bake, but we'll see what kind of color we get from that. Okay, so let's sculpt the lips with Lounge. Do you guys hear my husband singing? All right, so I'm just gonna use the edge to sculpt. They don't have a lip liner, so you can simply do this. Or I can tell you these pair like a dream with the Merit liners. They're that same kind of, oh geez, very forgiving product on the lips. Like I have a lot of texture on my lips, so sometimes lip products really exaggerate that, especially lip liners that dry down like really fast. The Merit lip liners and these products are forgiving. So this again is Reserve. We lined with Lounge. And do you see how it's just very soft, blurring that same very natural effect that you get with Merit? I think for something that is blurring, that is less of a glow and more of kind of, it's not matte, like it's balmy. I don't even know how to explain it. If you've used the ones from Violette FR, these are definitely like them at a way lesser price. They feel good. They give you enough color payoff. It's like your lips, but better. I think they're great. Let's try Gem, since I haven't used this one before. Okay, so as expected, hydrating. Feels so good. Beautiful shade. Doesn't bleed. But it's not a ton of color payoff. So there we have it. A full face of Versed. My favorite drugstore brand, find, whatever you want to call it, of 2025. And you could tell me that this was, you know, a mid-level brand at Sephora, and I would believe it. But the price point, the shade range, the ease of use, and of course, how it sits and performs on mature skin, I mean, 10 out of 10. And I can only imagine how well this brand is gonna continue to do, seeing its ties to a company like Merit, but also the success that it has already had in its initial launch of products within the last year. So I'll be watching to see what else they come out with, and you know that I will be trying it if they do. So you guys have to let me know in the comments below if there is something that you're excited to try, or if you have tried any more, or if you have tried any of their products. Join the conversation. Let us know what you like, what you don't, what's performing, what shades you like, so that we can all learn from each other. As always, I'm thankful you guys are here. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. And if you haven't already, I'd love for you to consider subscribing. We'd love to have you join our fam. We will see you again soon, guys. Bye-bye.